A shocking new discovery may prove that Rich Homie Quan was murdered. It turns out he was a witness in Young Thug's RICO case. Even more chilling is that Quan called a witness helping Thug beat the RICO a liar.
What is a liar?
However, past interviews also show that Quan was addicted to Molly.
I couldn't do a show or a song without being on Molly.
So was the rapper killed because of the YSL RICO, or did he overdose? Let's find out. Shocking discovery. Rich Homie Quan's death has just got more strange. His girlfriend's details of events are the first piece of evidence that uncovers what happened to the rapper. According to Quan's girlfriend, Amber Williams, the rapper fell asleep on the couch. The following morning, Amber, assuming Quan was simply tired from his busy schedule, placed a blanket over him and took her son to school, leaving Quan still asleep on the couch. It was a routine morning, with nothing out of the ordinary. However, when Amber returned home later that morning, she noticed something was wrong. Quan hadn't moved from his spot on the couch. Concerned, she approached him and tried to wake him up. To her horror, she realized he was unresponsive. Panic set in as she checked for a heartbeat and found none. When she turned him over, she saw foam coming from his mouth.
I guess he was asleep on the couch. His girlfriend, who was the one who called 911, said that he was asleep. She put a blanket on him, left, took their kid to school, came back and realized that he had never moved from the couch, which was kind of weird for him. So she went to check on him, and when she went to check on him, she didn't feel a heartbeat or anything like that, so she turned him over, and then he was foaming at the mouth.
The 911 operator instructed her to lay Quan flat on his back on the floor and to wait for paramedics to arrive. Despite her best efforts, it was clear that Quan was no longer alive. People have already concluded that he died from an overdose, with rapper Boozy Badass tweeting, "Just got word Rich Homie Quan just OD." And it does seem like Quan had a history of drug addiction. In an interview, the rapper revealed that there was a time in his life when he was addicted to Molly and couldn't do a show without first getting high.
Was there drugs involved?
Oh, hell yeah, man, I was on Molly every day. I couldn't do a show or a song without being on Molly.
At one time, the rapper's addiction almost killed him. In May 2014, during a music video shoot at Atlanta's Piedmont Park, the rapper suffered a medical emergency that saw him rush to hospital. Witnesses reported that he had 2 seizures, fell, and cracked his head. The rapper was immediately rushed to a nearby hospital, and within moments, social media was ablaze with concern and speculation. According to fans, the rapper's addiction to lean was the cause. However, the rapper addressed the rumors, and in an exclusive statement to Billboard, he clarified that his collapse was not due to drugs, but rather the result of extreme exhaustion and the oppressive Atlanta heat. "I just want to thank my fans and everyone who has called concerned about me," he said. "I want to clear up 2 things. After being in 3 states in 3 days, up early having to shoot my video for walkthrough, and even sleeping in between scenes on top of filming in this humid Atlanta heat, I fainted and hit my head," he continued. "It's no secret that I do turn up, I don't deny that, but I'm not addicted to anything including drugs, nor was I leaning at the shoot. The media is going to put fake stories out there, but I just want to let my fans know that I'm good and recovering." At the time, the Atlanta humidity was unbearable, and the temperature had soared to 80 degrees. The rapper had also been on an exhausting schedule, traveling across 3 states in 3 days. The relentless pace left him exhausted. Despite the fatigue, Quan pushed through, determined to complete the shoot. However, the combination of sleep deprivation and the sweltering heat proved too much. The rapper would later reveal what actually happened that day in a separate interview. He confessed that to stay awake during the tour, he had started using drugs.
Before some type of way, we was doing so many shows, I couldn't stay up. So I knew some people like, "Bro, I got something to keep you up." Kept me up.
It seems the rapper's schedule was getting busy again. From doing multiple interviews to shows, the rapper was busy on his grind. A few days before news spread that he had passed away, he posted this photo on his Facebook with the caption, "Atlanta, few more weeks wildin' out here and I'm back again. Get your tickets now." The rapper shared plans to appear on September 19th for the Wildin' Out Live tour, urging fans to get their tickets. Had the rapper started using drugs again to keep up with his busy schedule? While this may be a reason he overdosed, there is another sinister reason that may have caused the rapper's death, and it involves foul play. It turns out that just days before he was found dead, he had discredited one of the key witnesses whose testimony might free Young Thug in the ongoing RICO case. Rich Homie Quan murdered? The ongoing RICO case against Young Thug is becoming wild by the day, and with Quan's death, it has just become even more complicated. And there's pretty clear evidence that Quan's death is connected to the case, because it turns out that he isn't the only one connected to the RICO that has been killed. Quan's connection to the case can be traced back to his friendship gone sour with Young Thug. Thug and Rich Homie's relationship grew after working together on multiple projects. The 2 rappers seemed inseparable, creating timeless music and enjoying their newfound success together. They were so close, to the point where people started calling them gay. This controversy was brought about because of how they described their friendship. On an Instagram post, Thug referred to Rich Homie as his hubby. In one post, Thug wrote, "Me and my hubby, Rich Homie Quan for life, you dig." Young Thug was confronted about the situation and explained that it was just a language they used with their close friends.
It's a language. It's nothing
stupid or fruity going on. It's the way we talk. It's the way we live. Those are my babes, no my lovers, no my hubbies, whatever you want to call it.
However, as time passed, the duo's relationship drifted apart and they went their separate ways. One of the earliest signs that the two were no longer on good terms was when Young Thug took to the stage at a show and referred to Rich Homie Quan as Bitch Homie Quan while on the rodeo tour with Travis Scott in 2015.
Stupid man,
Quan reacted to this video and revealed that he was hurt after watching it.
My first reaction was, my brother called me punk, and I took my glasses off. Like, to be honest, not to get in my feelings, it hurt.
Just a few months later, Quan would clap back by publicly insinuating that Thug was gay. In a video obtained by blogs, Rich Homie Quan is seen berating a fan at a concert in Tallahassee. The fan was allegedly touching Quan, which provoked a homophobic rant to be thrown the fan's way. "Get away from me," Quan said to the fan. "I don't with no back your ass up looking like Young Thug with your gay ass. Get the away from me. I don't like sissies. I'ma knock the out, bro. Get your back, get way back." Young Thug didn't hide the fact that the two rappers were not seeing eye to eye.
What's the relationship with Quan, with Rich Homie?
Young Thug did not hesitate to reveal they were not on good terms.
No, we don't have no problem. Like, I don't think we can be like how we used to be.
Right.
He already just did some bullshit. He already know my heart. So it's like, I'm too pure. So once you do that, it's like, no.
Although Young Thug didn't reveal the details of the incident that led to their rift, his words suggested that Rich Homie had done something that broke their trust. However, one incident that went unnoticed by many rap fans revealed something sinister behind the scenes. In September 2014, Corey Lamar, Rich Homie Quan's dad and manager, was at his barbershop in Atlanta. At around 10 a.m., a group of suspects stormed into the barbershop. The suspects opened fire, shooting Lamar 4 times. The bullets hit him in the arm, chest, and abdomen, causing severe injuries. The gunfire was so intense that it shattered windows and left bullet holes in the walls. The suspect then fled the scene immediately. Luckily, Quan's father survived the shooting. After a decade of no answers, we now know the shooters. Enter Lil Woody and his associate, Threat. Both figures were well known in the streets of Atlanta for their reputations as enforcers. But now, Woody is in court, busy testifying about his past crimes, and one of them was shooting up Quan's dad's shop. The feud between Rich Homie Quan and Threat began over perceived disrespectful comments. Threat felt that Quan was undermining their credibility and treating them as if they were somebody to play with. Threat's anger grew as the feud escalated, and he decided that drastic action was needed to send a clear message. He turned to Lil Woody, his trusted ally, to help execute a plan that would leave no doubt about their resolve. The target, Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop on Bankhead. Me and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan's dad's barbershop on Bankhead. It wasn't about him personally, but we needed to send a message that we ain't the ones to play with. We ain't the ones to play with, and we wanted to make it clear that nobody should be messing with us or trying to test our loyalty. Lil Woody testified in court. Woody also revealed that the hit had nothing to do with Thug or YSL. "I had them choppers, and we were prepared to show anyone who doubted us that we weren't to be taken lightly. The beef was between me, Threat, and them. It wasn't about YSL or anything larger. It was personal, between us and those who were trying to cross our paths," he revealed. In Quan's last interview, the rapper revealed that Lil Woody was lying about the incident. The rapper downplayed the severity of the event and backed up his side of the story by providing evidence. According to Quan, the barbershop was open the same day it got shot up.
What is a liar? The barbershop did get shot up, but it wasn't like, I don't want to talk much into it, but it wasn't like he has over-exaggerated it, because the same day the barbershop got shot up, it was up and running. So it couldn't have been like what he said it was. So
this interview may have put a target on Quan's back, since Woody's testimony is actually helping Thug's case. Quan calling Woody a liar may have been a blunder, and given leaked documents showed Quan was one of the witnesses against Thug, he had to be taken care of. But Quan isn't the only person involved in the case who is dead. Woody's best friend, Threat, was also killed just weeks before Quan's death. Although leaked documents show that Quan was working with the cops, he also had his fair share of legal troubles. Rich Homie Quan violates the law. The first time Quan found himself in a courtroom, he had locked horns with his record label. The rapper felt he was being cheated out of his hard-earned money by his record label, Think It's a Game Entertainment. In a shocking move, Quan filed a lawsuit against the label and its CEO, accusing them of ripping him off to the tune of $2 million. The lawsuit laid bare the allegations. The rapper claimed the label had screwed him out of royalties from several albums, including his biggest hits. According to the rapper's manager, the label wasn't holding up its end of the deal.
We're not asking for anything that is not due to Quan.
All we're saying is that the contract in which was signed is not being held up on the label side as far as disbursement of funds. I mean, it's no secret. It's about the money. I mean, you know just as well as I know, Quan is making money. So if Quan is making money, it's only fair that the label pay what the contract states.
The accusations didn't stop there. Quan alleged that the CEO had used some of the misappropriated funds to buy Atlanta real estate for $159,500. Even more damning, Quan claimed the CEO had pocketed $550,000 from a distribution deal with Def Jam for one of his hit records. Feeling betrayed and cheated, Quan cut all ties with Think It's a Game Entertainment. As Rich Homie Quan's lawsuit made headlines, the label retaliated quickly. The label fired back with a countersuit, escalating the legal battle to new heights. They accused Quan of breaching their contract and demanded an injunction to prevent him from releasing any new music or signing with another record label. The label's countersuit was a strategic move to maintain control over Quan's career and protect their financial interests. The label argued that Quan had violated the terms of their agreement and sought to block him from pursuing his music independently. The injunction was a devastating blow to Quan's career. It effectively silenced him, preventing him from releasing new music and stalling his momentum in the industry. The rapper revealed that he suffered from depression during this time and couldn't even listen to the radio.
Yeah, was it like a point in time where you felt like you might have been like kind of dealing with some depression?
I would just say depressed, bro. I didn't even want to hear the radio.
Finally, in 2016, a breakthrough was reached. A settlement ended the bitter legal battle. But just 1 year later, the rapper would find himself in handcuffs, facing more than 2 decades behind bars. On May 27, 2017, Quan and 5 companions were en route to a nightclub performance in Georgia. Along the way, they encountered a police checkpoint on Highway 1 in Jefferson County. The routine checkpoint quickly escalated into a nightmare. Officers conducted a thorough search of the van, uncovering quantities of marijuana, heroin, drug paraphernalia, and a stolen gun. The discovery was a bombshell, leading to the immediate arrest of Rich Homie Quan and his 5 companions. The charges were severe. Rich Homie Quan faced a felony count of possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute, a charge that carried a maximum sentence of 30 years. The gun charges were quickly dropped, but the drug charges remained, casting a dark shadow over the rapper's future. After 2 long years of legal wrangling, the turning point finally arrived. The state decided not to proceed with the case due to insufficient evidence. The charges against Rich Homie Quan were dropped, and he walked out of the courtroom a free man. The marijuana discovered was not enough to justify the severe charge of possession with intent to distribute. Furthermore, she highlighted the fact that the drugs were not found on Rich Homie Quan himself, but rather on one of his affiliates. Despite getting away scot-free, it's undeniable that the rap industry has a major problem with drugs, as many young stars have lost their lives after overdosing. From Juice WRLD to Mac Miller, these rappers became victims of drug overdoses. Rappers and drug overdoses. Rich Homie. Quan wasn't the only rapper who brought drugs with him on tour. Juice WRLD also had the same habit, and it didn't end well after a horrific incident. On the 8th of December 2019, 6 days after his 21st birthday, Juice WRLD suffered a medical emergency shortly after landing at Chicago's Midway International Airport and was later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Quan and Juice WRLD had one thing in common. They were both addicted to drugs. While he was alive, Juice WRLD did not shy away from openly talking about his struggle with drug addiction. Juice WRLD's ex-girlfriend, Alexia Smith, detailed the late rapper's drug abuse and claimed that the rapper would take up to 3 Percocet pills daily and mix the opioid painkiller with codeine. According to her, the people around him gave him everything he wanted to keep him happy. In the beginning, labels were fighting over him so bad they would have given him anything, Smith said in an interview. On the 8th of December, Juice and his entourage landed at Midway International Airport, Chicago, from Los Angeles. Little did they know that law enforcement officials were waiting to pounce on them on the runway. Reports suggest that the pilot had alerted authorities because the rapper's entourage had guns on them. Afraid of being apprehended with the drugs, the rapper proceeded to swallow them, which was a grave mistake as he started convulsing. The feds administered the opioid antidote Narcan, which revived Juice only briefly. He was then rushed to Advocate Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn, where he was pronounced dead. Over a month after his death, Cook County Medical Examiner's Office determined that an accidental overdose of oxycodone and codeine caused Juice WRLD's death. But Rich Homie Quan and Juice weren't the only rappers who brought pills with them on tour. And for Gustav Elijah, alias Lil Peep, it was a grave mistake. But just like Juice WRLD, Lil Peep tragically passed away at 21 years of age from a drug overdose. On the 15th of November 2017, 2 weeks after his 21st birthday, Lil Peep was found dead in his tour bus after overdosing on Xanax and fentanyl. He documented an ordeal on his Instagram page. The rapper often talked about his struggle with depression, heartbreak, drug use, and sexuality in his music, as well as in interviews. Even more shocking is the fact that he confessed to having suicidal thoughts. In an interview where the rapper was asked whether he had thoughts of harming himself, he replied, "Yeah, it is serious. I suffer from depression, and some days I wake up and I'm like, I wish I didn't wake up. Even in his last interview, the rapper confessed that he was depressed and that things were getting worse every day, saying, things just get worse. Things already get worse and worse and worse every day. On the day of his death, the rapper posted a series of eerie Instagram messages that hinted at his death. He was set to perform at a venue in Tucson, Arizona, but never showed up. The first photo he posted was captioned, "I feel empty." He later posted a video where he swallowed several pills. Later, he posted a video with the caption, "I just want to be everybody's everything. I want too much from people, but then I don't want anything from them at the same time. You feel me? I don't let people help me, but I need help, but not when I have my pills, but that's temporary one day. Maybe I won't die young and I'll be happy. What is happy? I always have happiness for like 10 seconds and then it's gone. I'm getting so tired of this." His next post was captioned, "When I die, you'll love me." Perhaps this was his call for help. However, no one paid attention to him. And a little later, the rapper put up his last post on Instagram. He posted a photo showing pills on his tongue with the caption, "Fuck it." After his death, his mom filed wrongful death charges against Lil Peep's management. However, the management released a statement in their defense, saying that they consistently encouraged Peep to stop abusing drugs and to distance himself from the negative influence of the drug users and enablers with whom he chose to associate. Just like Lil Peep, Quan's addiction was also started by someone close to him.
You don't mind who said that to you? Who said they got something for you to keep you up? Was it somebody from the industry or one of your friends?
As a family member.
There's talk online that Quan may have overdosed on fake pills, which is a common occurrence. If true, rich homie Quan won't be the only rapper to die such a horrible death, because Mac Miller also suffered the same fate. On the 7th of September 2018, American rapper and record producer Malcolm James McCormick, alias Mac Miller, was pronounced dead after a drug overdose. Despite success in his music career, the rapper lived a troubled life. Miller often spoke openly about his struggle with substance abuse and depression. In a 2015 interview with Billboard, Miller admitted that he was worried about dying because he was doing a lot of drugs, which he had tried to manage. It just eats at your mind, doing drugs every single day, every second. It's rough on your body. In an interview with Larry King, the rapper said, "I had a drug problem for a long time. It wasn't just in music, but I definitely was going through a drug problem, and I think it was more my state of mind. I was just pretty depressed." Substance abuse also got Miller into trouble with the law. He was arrested in May 2018 for driving under the influence and hit and run after crashing into a utility pole and fleeing the scene. On the 7th of September 2018, the 26-year-old rapper was found unresponsive in his home. Miller died from an accidental overdose due to a mixed drug toxicity of fentanyl, cocaine, and alcohol. 3 men were arrested in September 2019 during an investigation into Miller's death. Cameron James Pettit allegedly sold Miller counterfeit oxycodone pills containing fentanyl 2 days before his death, which were run to Pettit by Ryan Rivas and supplied by Stephen Walter. Miller had asked Pettit for Percocet, a prescribed painkiller containing oxycodone, in addition to cocaine and Xanax. Investigators believe Miller snorted the laced pills before his death, with an autopsy on Quan's body yet to be done. It will be interesting to find out how he died and whether there was any foul play. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this video, you can watch similar content by clicking on the boxes on your screen.